Hello, this is the International Women's Day series on BDTV. My name is Elizabeth Musa, and as we continue to push the frontiers to accelerate action, women and girls across the world are pressing for rights, equality, and empowerment. Today, I'm joined in conversation with Dr. Vicki Otaruyina. She's an elevation coach and she specializes in guiding high-achieving, faith-driven women who are seeking to align their professional success with their spiritual values. She also is a 9-time author. Let me start by asking you, Dr. Vicki, what does this year's theme of accelerating action mean to you?
Thank you so much. Accelerating action for me is all about understanding the purpose for why you were here, the reason for which you're created. When we talk about accelerating, it means moving faster. So I know that we have so many goals, we want to become so many things, but as we accelerate, it has to be with purpose. It has to be with you understanding why you were here so that every step that you make is an intentional step to lead you to fulfillment and being more joyful, being more happy, knowing that you are everything that you've been called to be.
Right, and how can women navigate the challenging journey of achieving their professional goals to maximize personal career, spiritual, and personal fulfillment? Because I know that this is something that you are a professional at. So please tell us.
Yes, when it comes to fulfilling your professional goals and aligning it with the spiritual goals, I think it first and foremost, as I said before, it starts at the place of understanding your purpose, your God-given purpose. And your God-given purpose is not only about ministry, it's your purpose in the area of business, in the area of being whether you're a wife or a mother, but understanding what you're called for allows you to of course lead with greater intention. It allows you to get involved in the type of activities that align with the skills, the abilities, the talents that are inside of you. And of course, if you want to lead at greatest capacity and align those spiritual goals, it's important for you to understand and to deal with, rather, to deal with all those things that might be hindering you from being your greatest self. So whenever I talk to women, they are professional women, they're doing so much, and they always say to me, I'm not feeling fulfilled. I feel as if there's so much inside of me, but yet I am not getting there. That means that it's a time to step back, to go back even to your past, to see all those passions, all those giftings. Are they being realized? Is that potential being tapped into? And if there's untapped potential, then I take you through a few steps to get that untapped so that you can be the fullest and the greatest operating at the fullest potential. So then you lead according to your greatest ability. You lead according to your greatest skills, your greatest talents, your greatest gifts, so that you benefit, or that there is a benefit for those that are around you, and they too, seeing you walk in that way, would have the desire to also walk in the fullness of who you've been created to be. But we cannot be anything without knowing what our God has placed us here for. So in doing that, we are able to lead according to that plan, and of course, put things in place to do it in a manner that is balanced.
As an elevation coach focused on women, what would you say are the biggest challenges that women leaders face in their careers?
I think the biggest challenge a lot of women, but a lot of the things they say to me, is that I feel overwhelmed. I am at the top of the ladder. I am married. I have children. I am also might be a minister, or I might be in some type of religious activity. And I just feel overwhelmed. And as I said before, what I do with them is that I help them come to a place where they can clarify their purpose. A lot of them get to the point when I sit down with them, I take them through the process of the SOAR template. And that SOAR template, the S, which is the self-discovery, it takes them through like a situation analysis. Where are you today? What is inside of you and where do you want to go based on what is inside of you? So through that process, we uncover so much of the wealth, the gifts, the abilities, so much of the buried treasures that are inside of you. And I then take you over to the O, which is the objectives. We then begin to build some objectives for your life so that you continue in a way that you don't feel imbalanced. So, what are you going to do for this year? What are you going to do for this period to feel more balanced? That is it that you have to pay more attention to your married life? Is it that you have to pay more attention to your parental activities? Is it that you have to spend more time taking care of yourself? So we develop a plan that helps you to feel more balanced and of course aligning that plan with the clarity that we have found in understanding the purpose that you're called to. And as we get to that place, we start moving toward with actionable steps to execute those objectives. And then at the last part, we want to make sure that you understand that all that you're doing as a business owner or as a professional, as an executive, you're really building a brand. You're really sent here with a message. You're really sent here with something that is going to change lives. So then I show you not only how to do that in the business place, not only how to do that in your family, but how to build a brand that affects people across the globe so that all that is inside of you is not going to waste, but you're executing it and you're sharing it in the spaces and the places where it needs to be shared.
All right, right. And when you say all of these things, I want to ask you this question. Do you believe there's anything as work-life balance? If you believe so, how then is it achieved?
I believe that there is something, I believe that it can be described as work-life balance. But there are times in our lives where we have to know in this season or in this time, what is it that I am supposed to be focusing on, or what is it that I'm supposed to give most of my attention to? So it's not that I give 2 hours to work or 2 hours to my entrepreneurial journey, 2 hours to my husband. No, it's all about understanding your purpose in that season, what you are supposed to be doing to fulfill your purpose in that season. And that then determines where I give the most of my energy. For instance, you might be doing so well in business, but you may be lacking in the home. So that's where now you will begin to adopt different strategies, adopt different time management. You're going to be reading different resources. You're at the top of the ladder in accounts. You know everything about accounts, but you're not managing that marriage well. So it's all about knowing in that season what is most important and what needs to be built up, what needs to be transformed, and what it takes for you to elevate to the next level where you are in harmony with those that are around you and you are seeing the results that you want to see in every area, including in family as well.
Right. And research shows that despite professional achievement, I mean, I read that also in something that you shared with me, many women in leadership positions feel that they aren't living up to their full potential, particularly in integrating their faith with their career. Why do you think that is the case?
I think it could be the case because we put a lot of attention on reaching the top of the ladder. And we put a lot of attention, and that comes from in the household. It comes from our upbringing. I know here in the Caribbean, they always tell you get a degree, go to school, get a degree, get married, get children, get home, get children. And it seems like if we've been reared to believe that, that's the most important thing. That's important. But what's important is also being able to craft a life that is led by purpose. And a life that is led by purpose, you elevate not only in your career, but you elevate, you have a view of the entire circle of life, all the aspects of life. So you're not one-sided, but you elevate in every area of life because you realize these elements make up who you are, and then you're able to align your values. You're able to align the spiritual aspect of it because that is the foundation of everything that you do. So you won't be pursuing that ladder or pursuing anything else unless you have the foundation, which is the spiritual, unless you know that your God is telling you this is where you need to go. So that balance, or that pursuit of the professional life, or the pursuit of being at the top of the ladder, it normally becomes the main priority. But the main priority becomes knowing what my faith is, what my purpose is, what I'm supposed to be doing. And of course, as that is the foundation, you're going to be pushed to the top. But as you're pushed to the top, it's going to be done with such a fulfillment and such a level of joy, because you're not just fulfilling a dream to become something great, but you're fulfilling the purpose for which you've been created for.
Interesting. Now, so a study from Harvard Business Review highlights that while women make up a significant portion of corporate leaders, many actually report feeling isolated and unsupported in pursuing their broader life goals, which includes, of course, their spiritual aspirations. How can women find more support?
Yes, I think isolation is definitely a truth. It is a fact. But for me, in my journey, I've always found that it's necessary to, if it's an issue or a problem that I'm going through, find a counselor. I always have been able to go through the therapy process to really take myself to the next level. And that's why I'm called the elevation coach, because all that I've been through in life, I've never stood by myself. I've never remained in that depressive or a state where I'm just by myself. I've always sought help. And every time I've sought help, I've been able to come out of the things that I'm going through to a better and a stronger version of myself. When it comes to the area of profession and even in ministry, it is always important to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, like-minded individuals that are saying the same thing, that are going to push you, that are going to speak the right words, that are going to elevate you with every aspect of their life, and they're not going to leave you by yourself. We all need people, because we're not in an island by ourselves. We're not an island by ourselves. So we all need to seek like-minded people, organizations, groupings that will lift us up. Sometimes there are women sessions that are designed specifically to transform our minds. It is time for us women to get hold of these sessions, get involved with these things, seek out where help is needed. And that alone helps us to raise ourselves up, to elevate ourselves, and to live a more purpose-driven life. Because of course, as we're living in purpose, we're going to seek those groupings that align with our purpose, align with our values, and they are going to help build us up to the next level.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Vicki. It was really lovely speaking with you and learning from you this afternoon. I hope you have a wonderful month, and happy International Women's Day to you.
Thank you so much. You're most welcome.